This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Have you ever wondered how your favorite piece of clothing was designed, where its fabric came from, or how the fabric itself was created in the first place? Textile design is the answer. And joining us now is Niharika Ibrahim. She is the founder of Pebbles. They are a design solutions company for home furnishing. Niharika, welcome to the show. And she's going to tell us all about what it's like to work as a professional textile designer. Niharika, why don't you tell us a bit about how you got into the field and what is the kind of work that you're doing at Pebbles?
Both Thomas and I, we graduated from NIFT in 1997, that is way back. We were the first textiles batch that graduated. We started Pebbles in 2007 and we started it as a kids company. So that is where the word Pebbles come from. Yeah, and our first show was in 2007, that was at Maison and Objet in Paris.
So are there also any specific fabrics or textiles that you work with? That is,
we work with only natural fabrics, so that would be cotton linen blends and no polyesters.
Right.
And many techniques we work with, printing, embroideries, yarn dyed wovens. So a whole lot of things that come under textiles.
Tell us a bit about your design inspirations. Where does that come from?
See, a lot of design inspiration would come from nature.
Okay.
And we have clean lines, a lot of, if you see, a lot of simple Scandinavia look, that is what our heart says and that is what we do.
Okay.
And how we work on a collection is we start with a color palette. We would do season-wise collections. So there will be a spring, summer and a fall, winter.
So what does a day in your life look like when we talk about, working as a textile designer?
Hectic.
Okay.
But I think creatively very satisfying. All creative fields are like that for that matter. So because you're doing constantly, you're on the go and doing new things.
Correct.
You research and you see and you feel that everything has been done and all out there, but then a line drawn differently and a circle drawn differently makes it new.
So you guys are majorly an export house. I mean, you are supplying a lot of your products
overseas,
outside the country.
Overseas.
So, how is the demand like outside there for Indian products? And do you also think that it's all set to grow bigger in the coming years?
India has a huge repertoire of traditional Indian textiles.
Correct.
So now we are working in an urban space, and for the European market. So if you see the 18th and the 19th century European market, what were the two most sought after things from India? What would you say?
I
Do you tell
think,
me?
Spices
and Indian calicos.
Of course.
Yes. So so it is so
really
predated.
ancient,
Yes. And so it has all graduated and it's a huge culture and tradition of doing natural fabrics and working with them. So we are an extension of that.
So you've told us earlier that when you graduated out of an IFT, you started off straight away with Pebbles.
Yeah.
How easy or tough do you think is it for an individual designer to sort of set up their own and establish their own brand?
I think, no, it is not easy. It is your passion for it and how much of an entrepreneur you are. And but what I see difference from then and now, we worked in the industry for a while before starting with Pebbles, so which is a very good idea to get an experience, and then it is a calling that you really want to do different things and you want to start off on your own. So if you have that calling, then of course you go ahead with it.
Also, what do you think makes textile designing an interesting career? For someone who is aspiring to start out in this field, what would be some of those reality checks that they should really do before they think that, okay, this is the career for me?
I think, exposure to textiles is there for everyone. Everybody is into, all the young people, everyone is so much into looking good. So your exposure is already there.
Right.
You know, buying new things and buying new clothes and things
Yes.
like that. But it is as to there, but there is a lot of labor behind the scenes, you know. And then if you are a creative person and you like enjoying doing new things and seeing new things all the time, and so then I think it is a good choice for you, because and possibilities are limitless. It's like music, no? With 7 notes you can create so much more.
So a lot of hard work and patience is what aspiring textile designers can expect on their way,
Yeah.
is what Niharika's message is for you guys. And thank you so much
And
for
go
being
for
with us
it.
on the show. Go for it.
Yeah.
So working as a professional textile designer can be fun and challenging. Now, if you too are inspired to take up a career in this field, here's a quick download on how to go about getting the right education. Have you ever wondered what goes into designing apparel, accessories, or even everyday products like bedding, home decor articles, or furniture? Did you know that fabric and textiles is where it starts? Textile designing is the art of creating and manipulating fabric and textile structures of various kinds through processes both traditional and digital.
The only USP that Indian designers have is to really create different textiles, and textiles is a huge heritage that India has, and each village and each state in India develops a unique kind of textile, and these textiles need to be contemporized for the modern consumer and for the contemporary market. And if we don't have textile designers, this will not reach where it can reach and be a really potential for the global market.
While textile designing at a glance may look like it's all about fashion, its application is varied. And the industry today is one of the largest contributors to India's total exports, employing more than 40 million workers directly and another 60 million indirectly. According to reports, the textile industry in India, currently at $108 billion, is expected to grow to a whopping $223 billion by the year 2021. One of the oldest fields of study, textile designing in India today is offered as both a degree and diploma, and with many institutes now running programs in both textile design and engineering.
This year we have almost 29,000 registration, and it's one of the it's almost the third popular course that happens in NIFT. Fashion design being the first because it's a flagship course and we started with fashion design. Fashion communication being because media is really, as you're also yourself in media, is really an important area today, and promotion of any product is most important. But textile design being one of the older courses, and a lot of students who think that this is the niche area which they will be able to make a very good career in, because for all kinds of fashion, for apparel and furnishing, what is required is a unique textile.
The courses aim at training aspiring designers in fabric printing, dyeing, embroidery and design development, among others. While textile designers freelancing or employed with an export house mainly work on creating innovative designs for printed, knitted or woven fabrics, some designers may also find opportunities in research and development of fibers and yarns at textile design labs, performing a range of technical, investigative and quality control checks to ensure high-quality products. While creativity, a love for fabric and design are key skills for a textile designer, an ability to draw well, an eye for detail, and an understanding of color schemes, along with business acumen, are other key skills aspiring designers must possess. That was all about getting the right education in textile design, and now to find out more on what all you will get to learn practically, we got in conversation with Sudha Dhingra. She is the head of department for textile design at NIFT Delhi. Take a look. How textile designing is different from fashion design?
Okay. See, a textile designer's role starts much before the fashion designer's role. A textile designer works from fiber to yarn to fabric to the ornamentation, from where sometimes a fashion designer will take on.
Correct.
So they work before a fashion designer starts
a base,
work.
basically.
Yes.
When you talk about skilling students in textile design, what are the different kind of things that they get to work on?
In the foundation program, they learn the basic skills of drawing and what we call as visualization and representation techniques, basic skills of material handling. But when they come to the specialization, we teach them basics and then take it onto the advanced level of weaving, printing, surface design, and also CAD. computer application in designing textiles.
Correct. Now, knitting, weaving, and embroideries, these are very important for a textile designer. But you also have craftsmen do it for you. I mean, not every textile designer would, eventually end up doing that.
Right.
Why are these skills then so important when you can have others do it for you?
If they do not learn it from the basics, they'll never be able to appreciate the work of a craftsmanship and the labor that goes into it. How to design for that, they have to know the basics.
Correct.
So they learn about it from as the basic, like how a traditional artisan also learn. But we put in a lot of technology also. A craftsman is a master of his own craft. But how do you amalgamate many skills together is what a textile designer can do.
For a student who wants to establish his or her own brand, knowing merchandising and marketing is very important. So what would you say about that? How do you go about honing skills in that?
We have, our course is divided into design, technology, liberal art, and we give them input of business and design, and in the final semester they also have entrepreneur development. So they learn basics of it, and if they are much more keener into it, then after they graduate, when they're working in the industry, they'll pick up more skills. Some of them go for further education into retail management or merchandising and things, so they develop it.
What are the different kind of sectors? I mean, fashion is one thing that you definitely would work on, but what are the other sectors that a textile design student can look up to after graduating?
You see, mill sector is a very big sector in India. You have all these Arvind, Dornier, Vardhaman, Madura, all these they have their design studios. So our students work with them, intern with them, do graduation project, and are working with these companies. Also, there are a lot of home furnishing export houses and retail houses. So our students fill that gap of doing home furnishings, cushion covers and bedspreads and duvets and all those kind of things. Panipat is a big sector for handlooms. Also, Karur, all these are the areas where our textile design students are working. Apart from that, starting on their own, doing design consultancies, working with designers, working with NGOs at craft sector, working with handloom weavers and handicraft artisans is also.
If you had to give out an advice for aspiring students who want to take up a course in textile design, what would you want to say to them?
I think textile designer, this segment of doing textile design is very multifaceted. You learn basics and advanced level of textiles, but you can design in any level. And a lot of our students who have graduated as textile designers are also working in the field of fashion. The textile designers are the one who can work with handloom sector. And after agriculture, textile is the sector which provides the most livelihoods in the country, right? So our students work at a grassroots level with the handloom weavers, doing designing saris and things, saris and the unstitched garment. A lot of people are into fiber art, textile art, installations, all these things. So there are endless opportunities for a textile designer.
Well, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side.